Hey up everyone, Magpie Gaming here. I hope you're all doing well. In this video we're going to talk about the information that came out from a recent podcast that Nikita did. You'd be forgiven for not knowing that there was a podcast. This was an all-Russian affair and not very well advertised, but Mr. Nice Guy has managed to get hold of the translation of this and put out a nice video giving us the information, so I'd like to thank him for spreading that. I will put a link in the description down below to his channel if you want to go and check his channel out. So before I get into the video, I'd just like to have a word from our sponsor. And I don't have a sponsor actually, I'd just like to say, if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, if you could consider doing so, that would be amazing. And if not, just giving me a thumbs up would really help me. So getting into the video, I would like to say that everything you're about to hear is subject to change. Take it with a huge pinch of salt. As I say with a lot of things from Battlestate, you never really know what is going to happen and what is going to actually come in the future of the game. They do plan a lot of things, but sometimes they just never work out. And there were also two subjects that were touched on within the community podcast, and these are two subjects that I'm not really going to go into detail in this video, and that is about the recent event and events that are going to be planned, and the hacking and cheating situation as it is. I have other videos planned for those over the coming days where I'm going to elaborate a bit more on what's going on with those subjects, so I'm not really going to go into those in this video. So starting off, they gave some updates on the Lighthouse Map. They said that development is still going well. We do know from previous podcasts that they've moved a large amount of the team over from Streets onto Lighthouse to try and get that map moving a little bit more. I think a lot of the work on Streets is done, it's just cosmetic work and balancing that needs to be done on that one. So they've moved a lot of the devs over to Lighthouse to try and get that thing moving. They have said that it may not release this year. Nikita seemed sceptical. It was going to be sort of a stopgap map which would bridge the time from now until Streets releases, but it's looking a little bit unknown whether it will come out this year. They've also said that we won't get all of the map in one go, we will get a chunk of it and then it will be expanded upon later on. This is something that's already happened with maps in the game anyway, so we're kind of used to that, although I think originally sort of customs and woods were never planned to be expanded on, they were just done and then expanded on afterwards. Say that Lighthouse will have 2 bosses in it is the information that I'm getting. Haven't finalised the appearance of these. Indeed, they haven't finalised the appearance of a lot of Lighthouse at the moment. Nikita has said that he isn't ready to show any of the map off yet, but we may get some images of it soon, so we'll see. Soon at TM anyway. They did touch on other maps and expansions. They said more expansions are planned for other maps, including Customs and Interchange. Obviously Customs had 2 big expansions in the last year and it looks like it may be getting another one, and Interchange as well. I'm not sure where the expansion will go for that. It could be underground or they could open the roof up. Not too sure whether they would actually make the footprint of the map bigger. We'll have to wait and see. Then they spoke quite a lot about Scav Karma, said the Scav Karma system is a work in progress, but they are actively working on it as we speak. They do realise that it's currently too hard to level up and they're looking at ways of changing that. They're looking at earlier spawns in raid for Scavs. Obviously when you scav in at the moment you've got quite a short timer, although that's not always the case. You do predominantly get a short timer, but I've been using Customs as my Scav go-to map and I get spawns anywhere from 9 minutes left up to 40 minutes left, although the 40 plus minutes left one is very rare. It's usually between sort of 10 and 20 minutes left, so they're looking at increasing that so you get mixed up with PMCs a little bit more. They're also going to be adding more mechanics to the game so that you will be able to gain and lose Scav Karma easier and in a lot more ways. So at the moment it's very hard to sort of gain the Karma and it's fairly easy to lose it. You just basically need to attack other Scavs and you will lose it, but they're going to add more mechanics so that you can gain it easier and obviously lose it easier too. The current system of where your Scav Karma is higher gives you better loadouts is going to work on as well, so the higher your Karma is, the better your Scav loadout will be, and obviously the lower it will be, the worse it will be, and I think all the way down to the bottom where you will basically just be given a double barrel shotgun and a handful of ammunition and that will be it. So yes, they are going to be bringing the double barrel shotgun into the game. It's a gun I've been looking forward to for ages, so yeah, that's going to be coming at some point soon. They're also looking at adding more friendly exits. These are the exits where a PMC needs a Scav and a Scav needs a PMC. We have a couple of those at the moment, but they're going to be adding way more of those going forward so that they can sort of promote a little bit of cooperation, and obviously it makes it easier for both the PMC and the Scav to get off the map if they work together. Currently, if your Scav Karma is of a certain height, you are able to sort of chill and hang out with the bosses on the maps. That is going to be changed so that you need a lot higher rep to be able to hang with those. I think currently it's maybe a little bit too easy to get in with Rashala and the boys and Sanitar and that. So they're going to change that so you need possibly the highest rep to actually hang with those. But there wasn't confirmation on that, they just said that they're going to raise the level. Scav voice lands are already in the game but currently not working. They wasn't aware of this apparently, so they're going to be looking into that. This will allow better communication between Scavs, so I think it's going to be specific voice lands between the Scavs that will be useful if you're trying to team up with other player Scavs in the game. So as I say, they are currently in but not working properly, so that will be addressed at some point in the future. And they're also looking at the ability to re-roll your Scav loadout. Now you'll only be able to do this once and you won't be able to reverse it for that Scav instance, but that's pretty cool. If you don't like the look of your loadout, you can roll the dice and maybe try and get a better loadout by re-rolling it, but you won't be able to then go back if that next loadout's a bit shitter than the one you was looking at. But I think that would be a little quality change to the game. Then they spoke about weapon malfunctions. Nikita has said these are here to stay despite the concerns of the community and a lot of people saying that it is a little bit over the top sometimes. Now I've got to say that personally I haven't had too many gun jams within the game, and I'm predominantly using weapons that I've found on my Scav or I've found in raid that have low durability. I think in the 4 weeks that I've been playing now since the wipe, I've experienced maybe 3 gun jams altogether, so they're not bothering me too much, but a lot of people have said that they don't like them in the game. But Nikita has always aimed for as much realism with this game as he possibly could, but he has said that a balance will be struck between the sort of malfunctions and the playability of the game. They are going to be adding more malfunctions into the game, most likely centered around automatic weapons and overheating when using those with rapid fire and using certain silencers on them, but he has said that he will be introducing sort of a balance or trying to balance it so that there is that certain sense of realism, but also it's not, too realistic that it detracts from the fun of the game. And they're also looking at introducing a quicker pistol draw, which might be centered around when your weapon jams, you'll be able to pull out a pistol quicker to defend yourself. This would be one way of making pistols more relevant in the game, because let's be honest, they don't get used that much. I know you see the odd streamer now and again that likes to think they're Rambo just using a pistol and running around, but the vast majority of people don't touch them other than when they need it, when there's a quest that requires them to use them. We don't bother with them too much, so this might make pistols a little bit more relevant. They spoke about bolt action weapons and the fact that if your bolt action rifle is a lot lighter, your aim down sights will last for longer, which makes sense. At the moment it is the same for every weapon as far as I can tell, but if your bolt action is a lot lighter, you will be able to aim down sights for a lot longer. I think that should be the same for every weapon though, not just bolt actions. The heavier your gun, the harder it should be to aim down sights for longer. VoIP is still planned and still looking like it's going to come in patch 12.12. No idea when patch 12.12 will release, it is still in the works. But yeah, VoIP will come with that. It will be the proximity version of VoIP, and personally I think it should only ever stay as the proximity version. But you will have the option to turn it off, of course, if you don't want to take part in that. Nikita has said that if there are too many complaints and it doesn't work very well, he will simply yank it out of the game, and they will put some sort of walkie-talkie into the game where you can communicate with other players like that. No idea how that will actually work in a real-world scenario in the game, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. And they've also said that a mobile app is planned for the game. They have been working with somebody for around a year now. They're not currently happy with how the app works and looks, so there's no sort of imminent release date for that, but they are working on it, and you'll be able to do things like putting things up on the flea market, claiming fees off the flea market, etc. Sort of doing things in your hideout and things like that. So yeah, I'd be looking forward to that. It just gives us that chance to sort of do some cleaning of house while we're not sat at the PC. And that was pretty much it for this podcast. As I say, it was Russian translated into English, which doesn't always translate over very well, so do take it all with a pinch of salt. And again, big thank you to Mr. Nice Guy for putting his video out, which is where I got most of my information from. He has it first hand, so yeah, big thank you to him. And that is about it, ladies and gentlemen, for this video. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay safe, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.